I'm John Bowden, and part one of our interview with super producer engineer Val Garay, who's worked with so many big artists: Linda Ronstadt, James Taylor, Kim Carnes, Neil Diamond. The list is very long. Now, when the whole interview is ready, we'll put the link at the very top of the description. And remember, if you want to get updates on everything we do, join our mailing list. At the very top of the description of this video, there'll be a link. We won't send you any junk. We'll only send you the videos that we produce. In part one, we talk about a guy I interviewed quite a few years ago, Andrew Gold. Thank you for being a friend, Lonely Boy. And of course, he was with Linda Ronstadt at the very beginning. He was also one of Val Garay's best friends. We talk about Andrew Gold on Rock History Music. Including Andrew Gold, by the way, who I know we lost a little while ago. Just had a wonderful interview with the guy. What was he like to you?
One of my closest friends. Andrew and I kind of hooked up in 1976 or 75, actually, when we were working on Heart Like a Wheel with Linda Ronstadt. And we had a great time. And he said to me after we finished that record, I want to do a solo record. Would you do that with me? That he did the first solo record with Chuck Plotkin, who was at the time head of A&R for Electra Asylum, and Chuck went on to be a co-producer on all the Springsteen records. But I did that first album with Chuck and Andrew, and then I did Andrew's second album, Everything What's Wrong with This Picture, that had only Lonely Boy on it. And we did a bunch of, I can't tell you how many different projects together, and it was just tragic when you know, he probably didn't need to die, but he just couldn't, he couldn't cope. I don't know how else to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Andrew had told me, I said, "Oh, I love that guitar thing you did at the end of You're No Good." He said, "Well, I had no idea at the time. I guess I didn't do my research, but he said, "No, I played the drums." I went, "What? You didn't play the drums?" He said, "Yeah, I play."
Oh,
So,
wait, no, wait a minute. Andrew played everything on that track except the bass. He played everything else. And, that's insane. He played everything. The two Wurlitzer keyboards, he played all the solos, he played all the guitar tracks, everything. I mean, and drums. And the reason that he ended up playing drums on it is we had Peter put together like two or three different rhythm sections to try to cut that song. She'd been doing it live with her band when she would perform live. So she had kind of a basic idea of how she wanted to do it. But he put together two or three different rhythm sections and we cut them, and none of them really happened. So he decided to do kind of a three-piece basic track, which was Andrew on drums, Kenny on bass, and I can't think of the guitar player's name now. The only thing we used from his guitar track was the opening lick. Dang dong, dang dong, that lick. And I can't think of his name, and then everything else on that song was overdubbed by Andrew.
your dad was in entertainment for a lot of years. I looked up your dad. I'm going, "Oh, I knew him." Um, but what was his reaction to you doing what you did?
Um, Originally it wasn't great because I was going to Stanford School of Medicine for 6 years. I was in my second year of graduate school when I dropped out and got in a band and ended up in the music business. And I don't think he was thrilled with that part of it. But uh, you know, um, it just became my calling. I was a guitar player from the time I was about 8 or 9 years old. My father being a singer, my father's brother was a really incredibly accomplished kind of orchestral guitar player. He could play any song, any key, didn't matter. He just pick it up and do it by ear. And he had a trio that played all over the Bay Area where I grew up in San Francisco all the time. And so when it came time for me, when I was in my late teens, I was playing with a lot of guys in little groups in people's garages, and I don't know, it just the Beatles hit, and I just wanted to be part of that.
Hope you enjoyed that. Val Garay, what an interesting cat. And as you've noticed, we've been interviewing a lot of producers lately, the guys behind the scenes. To the true fans like you know about these guys, but not everyone does. It's kind of our duty to make sure their name is at the forefront, even though their names were never in the front of the album. Most of the time, they were in the back of the album. Well, all the time. Now, remember, if you want to get updates from us, we've just started a mailing list. Like a lot of folks are going, YouTube's not letting me know when you have a brand new video. Well, join our mailing list, and the only thing we'll ever send you are links to our videos when we put them out. The link to our mailing list will be at the very top of the description of this and every other video we have. More from Val Garay in the next few days. Remember, if you want to help the channel, there are links to PayPal at the very top of the description, and you can join our Patreon, get early access to all our videos. Kind of a cool thing. Subscribe, like our videos, share them, and comment on them as well. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.